Happy Tuesday! Hello, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Delve Requisite right here on Proficiency Bonus. This week, as all weeks, we are brought to you proudly by Little Dragon Corp and Cardboard Castle. You can get a link to those fine sponsors by typing !Little Dragon or !CCG in the chat during tonight's stream. We'll hear more about them during our mid-rolls. Thank you, Little Dragon Corp and Cardboard Castle Games. Let's not waste time. We're a little bit late getting started tonight, so I want to jump right into the recap. At the end of last session, I'm trying to figure out how to do the recap here without telling the people who didn't hear it at the party. Some revelations were made. You
can go on mute during the recap.
No.
No. But definitely, I mean.
The party has been given a powerful tool, a shard, a piece of the crystal that they witnessed Artanis stealing, which through Walter they have learned is a shard of a dead world seed, a dead world heart. The very thing in Jiri, in our own world, that you are trying to set right, apparently a dead one is in the hands of Artanis, and now you guys have a piece of it. And it apparently grants you the ability, basically, to move through space to any location, any location that you so choose, at will, which you have basically been instructed by Osrius very firmly, for reasons unclear to most of you, to use to go obtain several tools that you need before you go and try and fight Artanis. In making your preparations to head to the city of Lyra to go speak to the Radiant Dawn and find some information about Rowan's past, ancestry, and then on to the ancient city of High Invaria to go and try and get your hands on the Black Orb of Dragonkind that you have learned through Zalzavith's dying vision is located there. Before doing that, Walter paid a visit to his patron, Zavarand Moxham, proprietor, patron, head of the Moxham Trading and Mercantile Corporation. Walter tried to offer the Ghost Lantern that you acquired and trade in to clear his debt. Or take another debt. Whatever he was trying to do, he was trying to basically clear his family from his debt. Moxham basically said, I'm not an unreasonable guy. I'm in it for the profit. And if the world ends, the profits for me are not going to be great. Offered him a new deal. Offered him the means to obtain the second thing that the party needs. A power source capable of powering up a Star Spire. In exchange that he save the world, essentially. And in exchange, Moxham has agreed to wipe clear Walter's debt. And as they shook on it, we launched into what the subject of tonight's episode will be, which is Walter's flashback episode.
Da, da, da.
So, we open on the town of Diamondvale. Small but profitable mining town owned and operated by Moxham Trading and Mercantile. The tavern this night is as busy as it ever is after a shift end at Mine 2. Dirty miners eat and drink their fill, and the gentle murmur of a dozen different discussions blankets the tap room in a layer of white noise. In the corner of the bar, we see a small group of 6 individuals, marked as non-locals by their clothing and the general lack of mine grit on them. They sit at a table by themselves, a round of drinks in their hands, and the remnants of a meal yet to be cleared pushed to the center of the table. We pan around the table, and we see the following characters. Let's go around the horn here. Describe your character that you will be playing tonight, and tell us what their name is. Why don't we start with Russell?
Well, you see a grizzly old gnome, the white beard, pretty old, especially by gnome standards, even though they can live pretty long. He's very much like got like a frontiersman outfit on, and he is known only as the Prospector.
Okay.
I didn't plan ahead, or I would have put my headphones in as opposed to my headset. It's
Brittany.
You see a cranky-looking halfling woman who is constantly shifting her eyes around the bar, and often is playing with either something sharp or has a flint and tinder in her hand and is flicking it a little, but not causing a fire.
All
yet.
right. And what are you known as?
Her name is, she just goes by Val.
Val? V-A-L?
Val. V-A-L.
Okay.
And will not give you her full first name or
Sure.
her last name.
Alrighty. Jason.
All right. You see
A shovel.
Jason's playing a shovel
Sorry.
tonight.
Sorry. Sentient shovel. You see a half-masked, half-elven gentleman wearing entirely dark clothes. And as he like scans across the table, he says, "Remember, no names. The less we know, the less they can find out." And then he says, "But you can call me the Blade."
Alright, Adam.
You see a halfling wearing leather armor. He's got a cloak and hood. The hood's still up. He's picking his teeth with a look like a set of thieves' tools. He's got a longbow strapped to his back. Call me Smith.
What did you say your character's race was?
Halfling.
Halfling. Okay. Alrighty, and Curtis.
Right. What you see is a bald halfling with scrunched up, like it looks like kind of like scrunched up robes, but like clearly like they are like something of like a cover. Like you see kind of dirtied white taped knuckles like around. He has just like a mustache and a beard, a mustache that goes over his lips, and like this like kind of like long black beard.
Okay.
And he wears bells on his ears. And he's just eating there. He's just like sitting there kind of like minding his own business and kind of eating, munching away. He kind of like spits over to the side, like spits maybe a seed out, and he goes, "The height."
Height. Okay. I am gonna tweak the dynamic that you guys we're going there and give you a piece of information. You guys know each other. You are an established group. You have been traveling together for some time doing what it is that you do. The sixth and final member of the group here, who I'll be playing, is a human man by the name of Dominic Lucky Kilroy. It's lucky that you guys all decided to go to like the call sign thing, because I already wrote this guy and he happened to have one, so my character is Lucky. So, Lucky downs the rest of his beer, and he pushes the mug aside, reaching into his bag and bringing out two items. a dusty old folio and an old tome. He sets them on the table and he leans in, and in a quiet voice that doesn't carry any further than the bounds of your table, he says, "Okay, so, this big score I've been talking about, I finally got my hands on some information I've been digging for a while. Information that turns my hunch into basically a sure thing. So listen up. When we passed through this town a couple of months back, I noticed something. The town's got 2 cemeteries. The one they bury their dead in, and the other one that I overheard a local call the Old Cemetery. I asked around a little while we was here, but it seems like everyone in this mud hole just calls it Old Cemetery, and don't bother thinking much more on it after that. Well, I took a look at that old cemetery when we was here, and it is old. Old as hell. Older than Diamond Vale by a long shot, I'd wager. So that gets me thinking. If that graveyard was here before the town, that means there must have been something else here before the town, right? If it's old enough, maybe there's even a chance we're talking Invarian old. So, I kept that in my noggin while we was travelling through Nistrin a while back, and I asked a buddy of mine what's good at looking into these types of things to see if he might find me something about Diamond Vale's history or what might have been here before. Took him a while, but he sent me these. He taps the 2 things he put on the table. He opens the folio first, and he begins to show you what's inside. It appears to be copies of old accounting ledgers, permits of writs of land use, things like that, all stamped with the seal of the Voland Accords. Moxham Trading and Mercantile paid the Accords for the rights to land ownership of this land here, and then built Diamond Vale in 986, about 100 years ago. Here are the permits for the first mine. Here's the permits and the schematics for some of the original buildings. This very tavern, right here, he says, pointing to a line item that references a set of plans for the very tavern that you presently sit in. Here's the funny thing, though. A couple of these contracts here, he flips to a few things. Here, demolition and clearing of existing structures. There was something here before Moxham built Diamond Vale. Whatever went along with that ancient cemetery to the west of town, I'd wager. Here's where it gets real good, though. He closes the folio, and then he picks up that old book, opens it gently. This is a translated copy of a set of imperial text documents dug out of some Invarian ruin somewhere over in Ignia. Shows different parts of the Invarian Empire's domain, and sums of coin paid to the Imperial Treasury. He flips through the index, and he points to one particular entry. Whatever this town is, these here you see, they're the names of towns. Whatever this is, they didn't translate it. But, if you look here, this, I know that this item, this line item here, this is where the Ignians built Shivos Invaria, because I know that it was some big Invarian city in old times. If you look at the distances, it all checks out. I can certifiably say that this line item in this book is whatever town stood here before they built Diamond Vale. References this settlement during the late days before the fall of the Empire. Now look, he flips through the tome till he comes to the ledger entries for that particular town that he believes to be the site of present-day Diamond Vale. And he starts flipping through a list of taxes received. These individual line items are families. These symbols here are a seal, unique to, certain houses or some other such thing. I don't have a clue how Invarians had all that organised. But these different families have one of these seals, and it all seems unique to them. Kind of a coat of arms, I guess. Are you ready for the big reveal? Look at this one right here. Look at the bottom line. This family paid twice what the rest of the town paid combined in tax to the Empire, which means they must have been loaded. Whoever translated this book translated the family name in here to Morhaime. But look at the crest. He points to a stylized M in the center of a sort of compass rows of daggers. Look familiar? He points to the Moxham Trading and Mercantile emblem above the bar on the other side of the tap room. At its center, the very same M that you see in the book. Fucking Moxham. In the last days of the Empire, Moxham's ancestors must have lived in this town here, whatever it was. All these years later, Moxham comes back, buys the land for nothing, sticks a mine on it, and hits diamonds basically before you can blink. He probably knew what was in these hills, because some old family story or letters or some other such thing from his great-great-great-great-granddad or something. So what does that tell us? Two things. The old graveyard dates back as far as the Invarian Empire, which means it's possible there's relics to be found there. Two, Moxham ancestors lived here, and if they were even as fraction as rich as he is now back then, which based on their taxes here, they were, one of the crypts in that old graveyard is probably theirs, which means there's probably a small fortune buried with them. And he, closes the book and sits back as if to be like, ta-da!
You see, in the darkness, there's the glitter of, the idea of gold in Blade's eyes here. He's starts rubbing his hands. So
Anybody go to that old cemetery?
As far as I know, folks here all leave it alone. It's been 1,500 years, so you never know, but certainly worth a look around.
So when do you want to go? Tonight? Now?
I think as soon as it gets full dark, I say we make a little field trip.
Blade gestures to the groups we don't need lanterns. This is a human settlement.
That's pretty fair.
Also, my thing that isn't sticking right in my craw. They named this town Diamond Vale. Has anybody seen him hiding a hair of a goddamn diamond? I haven't. This town poor as shit. There's no diamonds.
The first mine that was built here produced diamonds for nigh on the better part of a century. That's why they called it Diamond Vale, I suspect.
Well, they took all the diamonds.
Well, no shit. The company owns this whole town. None of the people here keep anything that they mine. They all get paid in company script and send all the valuables up the river, don't they?
Goddamn, I'm gonna get some diamonds before I leave this town.
Are we really expecting not to run into any danger over there?
Who's to say? Always some level of danger to be expected when you're dealing with potential Invarian ruins, That's the line of work, isn't it?
I get it. I'm a little sore. Let's just get it. Let's do this. Let's do it.
Get in, get out. Locals don't become suspicious. Can't bring it up the line.
I'm not overly worried about any of the miners in this town. They're way too concerned with rocks and groove,
Mining?
those sort of things. Mining, hey. I don't think we've got nothing to worry about any of the hillbillies that live here, right? So, gather your tools, prepare yourselves. 2 hours, meet me by the west gate of the town, and we'll get going.
2 hours.
There's a cheers of a cup and wiping a face of food, and the height looks like he gets up, but he really it's just he just drops down a little bit more. And he's like 2 thumbs up.
Just all you see is hands, 2 thumbs up going across the table.
Yep.
All right, I'm gonna need to rest up. I got lumbago.
My lumbago.
Well, I'll tell you what, Prospector. If we find what I hope we might find beneath some of these here crypts, I'll buy you the entire lumbago treatment center Cure all the lumbago you want.
I'll have lumbago.
You throw a bagel on top of that, and I'll feed for it. But it's got to be one of those Volandian bagels with the water.
Everybody knows that. Right, Westgate,
Right.
2 hours, and you guys disperse. Any of you have a particular desire to have like a scene between your characters or something like that? It's sort of a
I'm happy to star wipe to
star wipe to 2 hours from now. Okay. At this point, you will need Tabletop Simulator.
or to watch on Twitch.
Or to watch on Twitch, if you want to watch on Twitch.
25-second delay.
Oh no,
my
my tabletop simulator
computer.
done dang broke.
Yeah,
It's,
watch my
it's
computer.
we're in a white void. Oh, wait,
Oh,
there we go.
okay, it's a whiteboard for everybody else.
Are you able to see the map that's on the table?
Yeah, it just
I'm
Yes.
outloaded.
It's just loading the assets. Some of them failed to load, apparently.
Well, that'll
A
happen.
lot of them failed to load.
Yeah,
Okay, I see the map. The map is good.
If you go
That's
over
what
where
we-
my hand is here, you will find your
I'll see
guys'
the-
character tokens.
Roast turkey with a skull sitting in the DM
The
seat.
DM's that's the DM's position.
Oh, okay.
Here's
That's
where your
okay.
characters are. I just gave you your own character tokens to make things easy.
That's fine.
As always, Osrius has this barbarian, and then this guy here is Lucky.
Cool.
So, you make your way to the outskirts of town. You pass the presently used, quote-unquote, new graveyard, where the denizens of the town bury their dead, conduct their funeral rites and other things. You make your way a little ways off through the, like, sort of craggy, slopey, uneven ground, pockmarked with all of these trees and barely contained growth, to the site of the old graveyard. The old graveyard isn't so much a well-defined graveyard so much as it is like sort of an area with a few still standing stone buildings and like some evidence that at one time there like was more architecture to this. A scattered like broken completely worn down headstone like every now and again through this area can be spotted, but envision this is this is essentially ancient ruins. There's not much here. As you guys make your way into this area, Lucky kind of like turns to you and he goes, "Right, so I've got no information on the layout, anything from this time. I would recommend we split up, search around, see if anything piques your interest. Does anybody, I'll ask this question, does anybody have a character who has detect magic?
It's a 3rd level spell, or is that a first?
That's a first level spell.
Okay, so your character, so he says, "Smith, see what you see."
Wipes his hands over his face, eyes glow. Hear the dark vision.
Yeah, and he says, "I would check, split up, check some of these still standing structures, see if we can't identify if one of them might be Moxham's crypt." And he, similar to Sam Fisher, he as a human he does not have dark vision, but he has a pair of goggles of night which he flips down over his eyes, allowing him to see in the dark with the rest of you, so that you don't have torches or lanterns or anything. And he says, "Right, split up. You get into trouble, you find anything interesting, call out."
So Blade's gonna wander off and sneak around, try to take a look at different areas.
Okay.
See if there's any markings that are distinguishable.
Sure. You guys can like feel free to like move yourselves around the map where you kind of like want to have your character be searching.
Here-ish.
I'll have Lucky go. Lucky will go all the way over here.
Let's see. Let's start over by this one here.
Check this thing.
Okay. All right, everybody make investigation checks.
11.
17.
Finally, a character who's good at investigation.
14.
Curtis either rolled terribly or just realized that he doesn't have dice. One of the two. Oh, there's the dice tray.
Natural 20, making it a 25.
Whoa, okay.
It's the first time I ever used these dice before. I didn't realize couldn't tell if that was this. It's a little dwarf. I was like, I couldn't tell if that was the symbol for a 20 or a 1. Had to check.
Let me. Hold on. That is a 13.
13, okay. Okay. So, a couple things. Smith, with your special eyes.
My brand.
My brand! You come across a, like on your way towards that structure you're heading towards, you come across like a loose broken bit of stone that like might have been a headstone at one point long ago. But as you like are looking, you can see several feet beneath the ground, you see the shimmer of something magical buried there.
He lets out a specific bird call to letting folks know. Found something.
Okay. Russell. Where is... There you are. So, Prospector, you go to this, like, building. You go to one of the, like, still partly standing mausoleums. You come up to it, and you see that there is a very heavy marble slab over the, like, what would be the entrance, barring any entry in. But you notice that there is a small piece of, like, the stone roof is, like, broken away, and you think if you climbed up there, you can probably get inside this structure through that opening.
Okay.
Good.
I would like to attempt, as I have rope and a pickaxe, I would like to tie them together to attempt to make a grappling hook.
Okay, cool. Yeah, make a dexterity check to throw your modified grappling hook up there.
17.
Okay. Yeah, you throw your pickaxe. It sails through that opening, dropping down. You hear it like clatter inside, and then you like pull back on the rope until it clicks into something. As you do that, let me shift again. Jason, the blade. You begin like rooting around by this mostly collapsed structure here. There is a piece of like the stone foundation that is very loose that you kind of think like, I think I can like shift this out of the way and maybe be able to like shimmy up under here and like get a look inside. As you move it, you hear something from inside. You hear like a scrapping of like pebbles and gravel and loose being like scraped away. And then you hear like a and
you blow out your own microphone.
It didn't sound like much. It was just like a hiss type of noise.
Oh, okay.
a furry snout with a pair of like gnashing teeth appears first, followed by the head and body of a giant rat, which comes out. So basically, what I'm going to say, Adam's character's like whistle of like I found something magical. Russell, your character's like securing of the pickaxe. Like those both coincide with like what's happening right now with this.
So I think the blade's gonna handle this like try to quietly. He's going to like do the danger, like the whistle for like moderate danger, and then just like stab the shit out of this thing.
All right, roll the hit.
Let's see. Damn. 9.
9 does not hit.
Okay.
You like stab into it. It like skitters out of the way, and then it lunges at you and bites at you. It's a 14 hit.
Literally my armor class.
You get bit for 5
Damn.
points of piercing damage. This rat bites into your calf.
There's like a bird call for danger, and then there's like ah, and like he just like gasps in pain.
Okay. Lucky will like start. Lucky's like fucking all the way over here. He like starts running back this way. So he's gonna start coming back in this direction. How does anybody else react? So I will say like Brittany and
anything.
Curtis.
Yes. So like Blade, like you would have known like the call that Blade gave was like, this isn't like an imminent threat to my life, it's just like a danger. If it was like a we need to get out of here now, or like everybody coincide, like that's not that call. It would have been a different call that you guys would have been used to hearing. Like this is just like, okay, like something bad popped up, but it's probably something I can deal with, like with maybe one other person.
At least from like Lucky's perspective, he's like, oh, okay, something's going on, and then he hears like, ah, he's like, fuck, all right, hang on, I'm gonna go see what's up. So Lucky's coming to investigate. For Curtis and Brittany, like in metagame terms, Russell and Adam rolled like high enough to like discover stuff, and then Jason rolled the worst, so Jason got the rat. So like so in metagame terms, like you guys are searching around, but like you just are finding graveyard stuff.
Okay.
As you search around.
Okay.
So is anybody else reacting in any way to the call of the rat, or is everybody kind of like going to continue on unless they get the signal of like, oh, I need help?
If I take another hit, I'm definitely calling for help. But like right now, it's probably fine.
I think Val would start crossing this way, but then is probably more aiming to get to Smith than to worry about the blade, because he let out a call of like, ooh, something interesting.
Okay.
And she's hoping that Smith isn't stupid and is not taking on something he shouldn't be, or hoping that the blade isn't stupid and taking on something he shouldn't. So.
Okay. All right, then in that case, the blade, you can roll the hit again if you'd like, if you're gonna keep trying to fight this rat.
All right. So I'm going to attempt to use one of my features.
Okay.
I'm going to make an insight check against its deception check to see to give myself advantage against this rat.
Okay. So
you have
it
to
needs
roll
to make a deception check as a rat.
Yes. Deception check from the rat versus my insight check.
The rat gets a 6 minus 3, giving it a 3.
I got a 23.
Okay.
So I now have advantage. So I'm going to basically sneak attack this rat.
Alrighty. What is this feature? What is the like the flavor of what just went down?
It's an inquisitive rogue.
Okay.
Is the class I'm playing, and the feature is called.
I thought I had a
insight.
giant rat.
It's called insightful fighting. As a bonus action, I can make an insight check against a creature you can see that isn't incapacitated, contested by the target's deception check. If you succeed, you can use your sneak attack against that target, even if you don't have advantage on that attack roll. On the attack roll, but not if you have disadvantage on it for 1 minute or until you use this feature against a different target. So like for 1 minute, I have advantage against this creature.
Okay, cool.
Like I'm like looking for its weaknesses and things like that. I'm gonna stab the shit out of it. So, and I have advantage, so that Does a 13 hit?
Yes, it does.
All right, he's gonna get sneak attacked for 14 points of damage.
You skewer the rat. He gives out one terrible and dies.
Then you hear like the all clear bird whistle, and I like kind of like see if there's anything like under where it was, and like try to like continue investigating where that rat had been.
Sure. You look around. You find a bunch of rat shit and like small bones and stuff of things that had.
So like I just
garbage.
basically disturbed it. Yeah, I disturbed.
You basically
den.
disturb its like den. You don't find anything of interest in there.
Then the blade will go over to Smith.
Okay. So seeing that this is resolved as he like jogs over here, Lucky's like, fuck, she's ran all the way. All right. He sees you guys kind of converging that way. He's gonna go towards the prospector because he sees you like doing something with his grappling hook. So he'll go over towards prospector as you guys go towards Smith. What is the height up to right now?
He is just pretty much. If that's not going on and he doesn't find anything, I think he's going to come back around this way.
Okay.
To be like, okay, if I didn't find anything over here, what's like prospector?
Yeah, as you head this way, you see like the prospector has got like a rope, like affixed inside this building, and like Lucky is also like coming over, like watching what he's doing.
Okay,
okay.
cool.
Let's do the prospector first. So you've got your grappling hook. You kind of like look over your shoulder as you grappling hook. You see the blade get like bit in the foot by a rat, and then stab it to death, and then just like kind of trod off over where you heard the smith give his call. So what are you gonna do? You're muted.
I'm gonna go in. On
All
Thomas rope, I'm gonna go in.
Make a athletics check.
Geronimo.
Does he get advantage if he's using the grappling hook to assist himself?
No. He gets to be able to climb up there because he has secured a rope that allows him to do it.
I would
He
have
could
said.
get-
I would have.
He could get advantage if one of the other two wants to like give him a boost.
The height is gonna give him a boost. It doesn't do anything.
15.
15? Plenty. You're able to scramble up to the top of this and get up to this opening.
What do I see in the opening?
You see the inside of a mausoleum. It's in kind of rough shape as it has been like exposed to the element. There's a lot of like debris and leaves and like stuff piled up. However, you see that the like is sarcophagus the right word for like in a mausoleum? What the like?
I would
There's like
argue
a big grave
yes.
in the middle, like a big stone box, right?
Yeah, just
Yeah,
call it
sarcophagus.
There's a
guess
sarcophagus
what? Yeah, that's
in the
like-
middle, right?
We get the thought.
Exposed to the elements, it has like cracked and like partly collapsed, and you see the glint of something inside the hollow of this like partially broken sarcophagus.
There's gold in them there hills. How far down
Smith
is it?
hears that echo out and he just goes, every fucking time.
How far down does it drop? Does it look like I'll shatter my tiny gnome legs, or
No, it's about a 10-foot drop.
All right,
3 times your height.
I will take my grappling hook with me as I drop through the hole,
Okay.
so that I'm not stuck in here.
Make an athletics check to like sort of absorb the shock of the fall.
I don't think I have anything that would help me. Not great. 8.
An 8, not quite gonna do it. You take.
You're
You
doing
take
great,
4
buddy.
points of bludgeoning damage as you like don't stick the landing great and kind of like and
Roll
fall
your
and like
ankle.
roll your ankle.
I
into the
can't
ground.
flab it, my gosh darn angle.
You landed on your pickaxe wrong.
No, that would have been a 1.
Could have worse. I did that once. Sat down. Didn't remember where I put my pickaxe.
From outside,
Then
Lucky's
it hit
like,
him.
All right, well if you're not dead and the bone's not sticking out, what do you see?
Well, it's dark as hell in here, but I see a There's a, what do you call it? Like a sarcophagus? Is that what you call it? Is that acceptable terminology?
Is there like a different term if it's, I don't know.
Is it only a sarcophagus if there's a mummy
if
in
there's
it?
a mummy in it? Yeah, I'm not sure.
Well, technically, you're in a crypt, but there is a sarcophagus inside.
Either way, I'm about to defile this grave for money.
Alright, make an investigation check.
Defile. Roll the plunder.
22.
22. You reach into the sarcophagus. Yeah, and a mummy punches you to death. No. You do feel like ancient decayed cloth and like some bones and stuff that you root around in. And you locate a...
He's having no, like, respect for it all. He's, like,
He's
elbow
just
deep in
rummaging
there, and
around.
it's just like,
There's like,
where are you?
Yeah, there's like patellas like flying
Yeah.
off.
Yeah.
You locate a skeletal hand, and from that skeletal hand, you remove a glinting, platinum-colored ring with a rune etched into the face of it.
My better judgment says I shouldn't just put this on my hand, but boy, do I wanna. The front door to the mausoleum, does it look like anything? Like, there's no way that I can, my gnomish self can, like, get it open?
You could probably, looking at it, you think you could probably, like, if you, like, really threw... I mean, it's pretty old. It's pretty heavy. You think there's a chance, but you do also think there's a possibility that, like, that has unpredictable results for the, like, structural integrity of the rest of it.
I will, put the ring in my pocket now, and I will attempt to grapple hook my way back out.
Okay, I'm not going to make us repeat this series of checks. You managed to get yourself back out without any further ankles rolled or other incidents.
What's up? What's up? Numbnuts, I'm back.
You find anything interesting in there?
I found this. Don't know what it does, so
Show
Sweet
it
ring.
Show it to the smith, maybe he'll be able to identify the type of magic. I think he's got something over there. We might as well go take a look at what he's up to, eh? And like,
All right.
head off that direction.
Hopefully, it's more than a ring.
what'd you find? Huh?
Nothing. Exactly.
Yeah. You talking shit on my ring?
What you yelling for? Jesus.
This is my
Like,
normal
this is
speaking
just
voice.
digging.
The blades
Yeah,
are
presumably
uh,
digging has been happening during all this time.
Yeah,
so when you guys get over
but
there, there's like a
but
decent
if
hole.
Prospector keeps making a loud noise, he throws a spade of dirt literally in his direction.
Okay. You guys-
If the ring is brought up, he'll turn and he will look at it.
Abjuration magic. I believe that's correct.
Magical. Think it's abjuration. And then he goes back to digging.
nice find already, Prospector. It's
Can I look at the rune on it to see if I can identify the rune?
Yeah, make an Arcana check.
Can I also make an Arcana check?
You certainly can.
That is a
Forgot that
23.
I know
23.
things. I don't think I'm going to do that well. I'd have to roll a nat 20 to match a 23, and I didn't. I rolled a 9, so...
A 9. So the 9, you're not
12.
sure. A
12 in
The
total.
12 prospector, you're pretty sure it's magic. You can recognize like an arcane room when you see one. But
It's certainly
you're,
shiny.
You're not sure of the origin. It is. It's not a style of rune you have seen before. Val, you recognize that as a ring of protection.
She smiles and just says, well, maybe it'll stop you from rolling your ankle when you fall sometimes. It's meant to protect you.
Enough for me!
It also turns out to be super cursed. No. Yeah, you put it on, so you can add a...
Oh
ring
no,
of-
it was a ring of werewolf!
You can ring.
I'm
you can-
turning.
You can put a ring of protection on your character sheet.
Okay, does that require attunement?
It doesn't matter if it does.
Yeah.
You just put it on.
Okay.
it does, but
It's not gonna matter.
Ring of protection. So it's automatically attuned.
Yeah, you just attune. Okay. The smith. You dig a sizable enough hole. You hit like the stone top of a like a burial vault.
Oh, this person must have been important.
You found
Average
gold.
person just gets a wooden casket, which would have gone away. I need a pickaxe.
Oh boy, I came prepared. How many you want?
Just give me one.
I got a bag of holding filled to the brim with just pickaxes.
While they're like pickaxing that, I think Blade's gonna like turn away back towards the town and like try to keep an eye out for anybody coming down the path.
Okay, no problem.
Just in case.
All right. With your pickaxe, go ahead and make an athletics check.
Athletics. 19.
Easily enough. In just a couple of swings, you crack the stone of this vault, and it like kind of like caves in a little bit, and you're able to like push one of the pieces aside. You likewise, the prospector, you see a long, reduced, basically to dust, set of remains in here, and in amidst the detritus of the departed, you pull out it's about 11.5-ish inches long wand of a like highly polished ivory with a silver inlay in like the handle.
School?
Probably divination.
Not that I have any luck with this whatsoever, but I'll make a quick Arcana check before I hand it off to Val.
Okay.
I have no clue. That's a 2. So I look at it for a second. He blinks, sighs, and just hands it up out of there. Val, what is this?
She grabs it. That is a dirty 20.
With a dirty 20, you give the wand a little bit of a wave, and very suddenly, in like the back of your mind, you become aware of another giant rat in that partially destroyed crypt that the blade was in. And you are able to piece together that this is a wand of enemy detection.
I smile and go,
He detected an enemy.
I go, hey Blade, you missed a rat, and I hold on to the wand until
Son of a bitch.
Until Smith comes out since it's his find.
Was that is that the only magical thing I see there?
Yes.
Okay. Going to
Anything
see
else-
if there were
anything
any
else gold in there?
non-magical, valuables left behind. Hot damn, I needed that. That's a natural 20 on investigation.
Why don't we say you find a pair of golden coins stamped with the Invarian Empire's imperial seal?
I imagine the skull area.
Probably, yeah, in the skull
Yeah,
area. As if they were, like,
there are-
over the eyes.
Right, there are 2 sounds of a coin flipping as those coins fly out of the open grave to whoever catches them.
That would be me.
Whoever,
Don't
and
do
he's
it.
gonna-
Don't do the old prospector thing where they bite the gold.
Oh,
Real.
you sure I'm biting the coins? And when he bites a coin, he's got a big gold tooth too.
dent
Tastes
the
eye
co-
sockety.
They are.
Don't dent the coins. And he climbs out. That's it.
Val holds out the wand of enemy,
Enemy detection.
protection to him since it was
Wand
his
of
grab.
enemies.
Might be useful, but definitely
And her?
valuable.
Blade's gonna be like, all right, I'm gonna go reinvestigate that rat situation.
Don't go alone.
No,
Can
no,
tell
Is
no.
that when you,
where
is
she
that when you
saw
come
it.
getting your ass kicked by a rat?
Like how
What-
deep it was.
It's just like in that building. Like
Okay.
Oh, okay. Just
So,
like,
like-
she tells him that.
Okay. Then like if it's
there's
not
just
in-
one like a little further back that didn't come out. And Lucky's like, don't go messing with the rats. Like, leave it alone.
No, you're right. All right, where haven't we checked yet? Anybody?
Those two buildings over by the big tree, and Lucky, did you have any luck over there, or did you get a chance to look?
I didn't really.
I checked this building.
Let's keep moving and hit what we haven't hit yet.
Blade's gonna go all the way over yonder.
Alrighty, everybody go ahead and make another investigation check for me. At this point, basically, I'm just concerned with who's the highest roll at this point.
18.
Okay.
Not
That's a
me.
1.
A 1.
16.
Hey, well, it's not me. It's 10.
16. What was Prospectors?
It was a 9 plus things. So
Okay, so the 18 is gonna be the highest. Okay, so the blade. As you guys meander about, you come across a simple stone mausoleum that is partially crumbling and largely obscured from view from like most of the rest of the cemetery, all the way over here.
What color are you?
I'm here.
He
This
has
it's
a
not
white hand.
super important.
Okay.
Don't just go around asking people what color they are. Not damn.
The mausoleum is partially crumbling and is obscured from view by trees which have grown up and around near its base. There is no trace of crest or writing any kind left on the exterior of the structure, but a heavy-looking stone slab blocks the path. Something just catches your eye about this particular structure as you like discover it, and I think it's less about like the physical structure itself and more about as you kind of like turn and sort of survey the landscape of this graveyard, and as you get a sense for what it might have been in its like original glory, you kind of get the sense that like this particular location is like one of particular prominence. It seems like just like a really high value spot. And so you're kind of drawn to this structure.
I'll start. I'll do the. I may have found something whistle, I guess, and then I'll start fidgeting around, see if I can find any way into this.
Okay.
Does it look like it's? It looks like it's kind of like rubbled over.
It's kind of dilapidated, but it is like entirely intact.
Okay. Unlike the other ones, which were like in
Which was like
partially
partly like falling apart. Yes.
I'll wait for Smith to get here and see if like any aspect of this is magical seeing. But like I'm gonna fidget around, look for like any kind of levers or any way into this.
That's good. Considering I rolled a 1, I probably conked my head looking at something. So
after some inspection, eventually like Lucky makes his way over, and he sort of like he gives the whistle of like, hey, everybody come here, to like assemble you all at this building. You guys kind of collectively come to the determination that the only way you're getting inside this building is to try and either like pickaxe or crowbar and like pry the stone slab out of the doorway enough to like get inside.
I got a crowbar.
Yeah, I hope so. We bought them 3 towns over just to get extras.
It's a mighty heavy-looking slab. We might as well all try and take it together, eh? See if we can't get a few pry bars in there and just heave-ho all at once. Try and get it open.
What kind of? I wish I was a dwarf right now. What kind of stone does this appear to be? Is it like marble or granite?
I know somebody.
Because the other ones were marble, but like this one, does this one seem like marble or granite?
I think this one also seems like marble.
Okay. I want to try something. I think.
Okay.
I think Blade would have used this to get into stone-based things before. I'm going to pour oil on it.
Okay.
And like set the oil on fire to try to heat it up a little bit, and then splash it with cold water, see if it cracks the marble.
Okay.
Just to
I
get
don't know
like
what to
an
make you
additional...
roll for that, but that's like an interesting idea. So let's say that you do that and that works. It like you hear like a and it creates like an easier place for you guys to like wedge your pry bars into, and it'll reduce the difficulty check to get in. That's what we'll say that achieves.
When he does that, Smith looks nervous and he glances back toward the town because.
It probably made a pop noise as it cracked.
Yeah, I mean,
Well,
you're
no,
pretty
not that. The
far-
light.
You're pretty far from the town.
yeah.
I mean, the light, is a concern. You're probably like a half a mile from the town. Like the town proper. You don't think anybody's going to hear you unless you really start kicking up a ruckus. But yeah, certainly the light's a concern.
Okay.
Nothing
Yeah,
imminently
he
lit.
takes a long look back that way while everyone else is.
Yeah, you don't see anything,
What do-
out of amiss. Essentially, we're just going to do a collective athletics to try and open this door.
All right. Got a 14.
Let's see. 10 on the
18.
dice.
Nice.
13.
15.
16.
Alrighty, and if I can find his character sheet,
Does Lucky have the lucky feet?
I
Lucky
do.
does not. Lucky gets a.
You have halfling luck, which is a little different.
You know what? It would make
Better.
sense that the height does the most.
I was gonna say the height is like needlessly strong. He's got that weird
Yeah.
little baby strength.
Exactly.
Lucky doesn't do great, but y'all are more than capable of overcompensating for that. As you guys all together like heave, and with a deep resonant, you manage to slide that stone block, like about 1.5 feet, just enough to like scotch through and get inside.
Alright, who's going first?
The blade takes both of his blades out and starts going into the building and seeing what's inside.
Okay.
Height jumps in.
Alrighty. Lucky's gonna slip in as well.
Follow in after a few go first. It's
Okay.
just
The interior of the mausoleum is relatively intact. There are several alcoves along the walls, where like remains are, and then in the center of the room there is a pedestal upon which a statue clearly stood, but all that remains of the statue is like the bottom few feet of it. It's like a set of robed legs, and then like shattered on the ground is a bunch of marble that is evidence that like the top part of the statue cracked off and like fell to the ground and shattered some long years ago.
Okay.
There are 4 like wrapped bodies in 4 of the alcoves along like the interior walls of this.
Alright, I will get in again to the mausoleum and take a quick look around. Anything pinging off my eyes?
No, nothing magical. But anybody, as you guys come in here, you guys
Yeah.
can all make investigation checks if you like.
Yeah, definitely gonna make some investigation checks. It's a 4.
Okay.
Oh
Very
wait,
dark.
that's right. I'm a halfling, so I can re-roll a 1, which is good
Dirty
because I
20.
rolled another 1.
What'd you say, Dirty 20, Russell?
Dirty 20, yeah.
Okay.
That's better. That's a 16.
12.
Okay. I can't tell if Curtis froze or if he's calculating his roll.
You don't
12.
see the numbers.
It
in
said
the
12.
Oh, I didn't hear it.
No, I'm sorry. I was
okay,
just
so I
like,
gotta-
wait. I was like, what's happening?
I got a 12. So I got a 12 from Curtis. I got a 16 from Adam, right? A
13.
13. Dirty 20 from Russell. Something shit from Jason, right? A 4. And then yours was what, Brittany?
Like, I think it was a 12. I already
12. Okay.
slid my dice back over.
Okay.
I forget.
So, presumably nobody is like avoiding fucking with bodies, right?
No. No.
We're obviously like getting ready to toss him.
So here's
No, so I think briefly Blades like has that thought where it's like this weird that there's four bodies here in this building and a statue in the middle, but
Really weird.
just carries on like
So here's what we'll say. Lucky is kind of like supervising everything. The height, Smith, the blade, and Val, you guys each take a body, and you like cut the funeral shroud and like look at the bones and stuff within. You find that each of those 4 skeletons has a piece of treasure, like entombed with them. Val, the skeleton that you like open up, has a silver chalice enshrouded with it. The blade, you find a platinum dagger. Smith, you find a ruby amulet. And the height, you find a mithril shield and helm.
Ooh.
Prospector. Something different catches your eye. As they're like rummaging bodies, you look at the floor, and you realize that the dust patterns on the floor, besides what you all have like kicked up as you've been walking here, you see the like sort of like streaking of like rivulets of water. You realize that like water and moisture has gotten in here over the ages, and you see the patterns of like water running over like the slope of the floor and creating like channels in the dirt and grit. And you notice that they all seem to be running towards the center of the chamber, towards the base of that statue. But then when you look at the base of the statue, you kind of realize, like, you don't see the evidence of, like, water running to the base of that statue and then, like, pooling there like you would expect. You would think if, like, water was coming in and, like, washing the dirt and debris and things, it would be, like, kind of piled up around the base of the statue, and you don't see any of that. Almost as if the water is running, and instead of depositing stuff, it is running, like, down and getting under the plinth of that statue.
Alright, who wants to move a statue?
What?
Blade's like Blade like pulls the blade out of the corpse, and it's just like statue.
What you talking?
Move it.
He goes, yeah, look at the water. Sun
It's
goes
not
down.
Volandan.
Goes
Oh,
down.
it is Volandan water.
There is
It
some
goes
under
down.
this.
Is this the secret to the bagels?
They get them from tombs.
They get it from
Corpse
two.
water.
Corpse.
Blonde
Right.
bagels are corpse water.
Okay.
They're made of people.
There goes my hunger for the next
I say,
year.
that's the Walter backstory secret is the bagels from Volandan corpse water. Corpse water. Yeah. So Blade will get in position, try to like, I guess help look and see if like it looks like this statue is movable in any particular
Yeah, I was gonna
direction.
say, is it?
Does it have tracks?
Is it gonna
we didn't
require? I was gonna
notice?
say, is it gonna require another check to see if there's some way that this statue like
Look, I'll push him myself.
moves on its own, or would that have?
You
been
guys didn't
under
find
the
any type of secret lever
Yeah,
in your
could say so. It would be
investigations.
that would have been under the
seems,
first session.
seems like a push it type of situation.
All right, heave ho, lads
Roll
and
roll
ladies.
push.
All right,
A natural 20.
Oh,
Woo!
that's good. That's a 2.
Natural 2.
Is this just a what is this? Just a
For a
strength?
4.
athletics.
Athletics check?
Athletics. Yeah.
Dirty 20.
So
What do I got?
that's a 22.
10.
Damn.
So we
Height,
got
height and Val.
I'm
do
a
all
gnome.
our-
What do you expect? I supervise. I got lumbago.
Shut up about your lumbago.
Yeah, the height doesn't seem to need y'all. He just kind of
There
gets
we
it. He just
go.
does it
dirty
himself.
20, and you're saying I don't.
Oh,
know.
you okay? That's all right. You also got a dirty 20. Okay. So between the height and Val, y'all are
Like
able to,
the
like-
blade didn't put away that new dagger he found. He's just trying to push with it still in his hand. It's doing less than nothing.
I was gonna help, but I was stretching. I swear.
Nah, I just took a bad angle. Sorry about that.
Look, I find it. You push it.
Ah, push it.
Okay.
Push it real good.
And cancel.
Sorry.
Good night, everybody.
Sorry, that's so stupid.
As if it couldn't get stupider than my hat, we made that joke.
Okay.
We made that joke, Russ. That was a you joke.
We're all guilty.
You're here. You're part of it.
I'll leave.
Mm-hmm. If I say it, you laugh at it. It's an endorsement, Brittany. That's how the rules
laughing
work.
because it's dumb and laughing because it's funny. It still means you're laughing at it. So.
Oh, the decisions I've
Okay.
made.
You push the pillar, and it shifts aside, and you
That's the whole ceiling
reveal-
on us.
Yep, and you die. You reveal a set of spiraling stone steps that lead downward into the darkness.
Ooh.
Lucky.
Yeah. Blade looks at Lucky and goes, "Pay dirt."
Lucky,
just
you look
met
at
your-
Lucky, and he basically has like two big like money signs for eyes. He's
You earned your name again. Alright. Blade, see if there are any traps.
I'm going to do the one thing rogues are supposed to do and search for traps. What do I need to do?
You can make an investigation. Do so with advantage. Lucky is also a rogue, and he will aid you. So you can make an investigation with advantage.
Well, I rolled a 2 and a 19.
Is it really searching for traps or checking for traps?
Blade,
Is it the same
Well,
thing?
the spell Find Traps tells you if there are traps
Okay.
nearby, and that's it.
You head down. You look for tripwires. You look for like pressure plates. You look for like little openings in the wall through which poison darts or scorpions would come shooting at you. All of the typical stuff.
I forgot to check for scarabs.
You
Oh, damn, it's Alfred Molina. It's
Yeah.
right to a wall.
You don't find anything as you and Lucky like lead the way descending down into the darkness. As you begin to descend, you take that spiral staircase down, and you end up in like a sloping like switchback set of like corridors and tunnels. As you descend, you see that there are many, many more alcoves down here. Many of them are lined with bodies. As you guys get down, Lucky kind of says like, "Leave it for now. Let's explore the whole place, and then we can start tossing corpses, eh?" There seems to be like, as you go down, you kind of realize like there doesn't seem to be any rhyme or reason as to like what alcoves have bodies in them and what don't. Like some of them have bodies, some of them are empty, like, and just it sort of seems to be at random. Anybody who would like to can make me an insight check.
Blade is like trying to figure out what on earth like the logic is for this place. That's a dirty 20
Okay.
for
That
insight.
is- that is
21.
21 as well.
Whoa.
19.
19.
19.
All right,
We're all
Prospector, how
insightful as
how
shit.
insightful are you?
He
What
goes,
did Prospector
31.
14.
14. Okay. All right.
Okay.
So all of you with your 20s and 21s.
And 19s.
You and 19s. You realize that like not all of the bodies are from like the same era. The manner of garb and the condition of the bodies varies, which is not surprising if this was like a long in use family crypt, right? Again, weird pattern that like there's much older ones and like much less old ones, like kind of at random. It doesn't, it's not like the deeper you go, the more recent they get, or the more recent are towards the top, and like there's no like pattern. It seems it's just like a kind of assortment. So you kind of just like that seems odd as you guys head down. Eventually, you make your way to where I've placed you on the map here. Things kind of level out, and you find yourself in a corridor that leads like away from the mausoleum above. As you begin heading down, what is everybody's passive perceptions?
10.
14.
12.
9.
12.
9.
Okay. So none of you have a high enough passive.
Cool.
As you move, you come through a portion of this chamber. You guys can adjust yourselves in like what order you want to be walking down this chamber. Like kind of put yourself sort of near the middle. Oh, I should have locked all these floor tiles.
I feel like Blade and Lucky are like either at ends or at the front. I don't know who else has the kind of like point guard character, or I guess the height.
Yes. I figured I'd be somewhere near front because punch things.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yes. So wherever that may be.
We're gonna go in the triangle formation here as we like just for full defensive capabilities.
Yeah.
Okay. As you move into this hallway, there's like broken parts of stone. It's like slightly collapsed in a few places. The ceiling is a little jagged, and you realize, like all a moment too late, something on the ceiling shifts above you, and a moment later, there is like this sort of like, and everything goes pitch black as an aura of like darkness surrounds you guys.
God damn it.
So like dark vision be damned, like magical darkness surrounds you guys. You cannot see anything. And I need everybody to roll initiative.
Lucky.
So I have a -1 to initiative.
I got a 22.
19.
11.
How do I roll a nat 20 on 19?
Dirty 20.
Dirty 20. What was the heights?
19.
19.
With a -1. I rolled a natural 20. Kind of -1.
Hey, better than a 1. Would have been a 0.
Well, that would have been kind of funny. Yeah, right. Well, I think that just immediately puts me at the bottom of its like initiative.
No, you are ahead of Lucky. Rolled a 2. He beefed it.
Oh sheesh!
So I'm gonna switch our music.
That's a good question. If you get 0 in initiative, are you always just at the bottom of the initiative die?
Unless something's got a higher negative.
Which is true, I guess. If your initiative can go into negative, I suppose.
Alrighty, Blade, you are the first to react. Everything around you is dark.
I don't know if Blade's here.
God damn it.
Screen.
God damn it.
Blade about to lose his turn in the initiative.
Blade is here. Blade is here. Sorry, I had to go out for a second. So Blade kind of like saw the rest of that tunnel. Did I hear anything?
You didn't hear anything. Something shifted like above you guys. Is like the kind of last thing you're able to see before like everything went dark.
Sure. Blade's gonna just blind sprint dash.
Okay.
Straight forward to try to like get out of the darkness.
Make a dexterity saving throw.
Sure. 23.
Okay, so you manage to not trip. You run about 15 feet, and you exit.
Okay.
What is like very clearly that's not Blade. That's.
Oh yeah. So...
You exit like a perfectly solid barrier of like darkness.
Yeah. When he gets to the edge of it, he'll like screech to a halt and like call back and say like, 15 feet ahead. I think. Just go straight. Be careful. Like just calling back to the rest of the group.
Okay.
Okay. Prospector, that brings us to you.
Question, because it's never been something I've had to try before. Does magical light get canceled out by magical darkness?
Do you have a light spell?
I have light.
The cantrip. Yeah.
I have light the cantrip.
Make an Arcana check.
I feel like we've asked this question before.
18.
With an 18, you can't be sure because you don't know what the source of this darkness. But if this is a magical darkness, there is a possibility that depending on the the source of this magical darkness, like it is distinctly possible that like your light cantrip is not going to be powerful enough to overpower the darkness. Like a light creating spell needs to be sufficiently powerful to like burn away the darkness of magical darkness. With an 18, you would know that like there's a good chance a light cantrip is not going to cut it.
Okay.
Let me try something. Are you guys? Does that make y'all invisible?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. It's not super helpful because
We can't see our own players.
yeah.
I mean, you could just do a square zone drawing to represent that area.
I wish there's a way that like. Like I could see through it, but y'all can't. Actually, let me try this. If I do this,
Oh no, you can do a zone.
Can
Yeah.
you guys see through that?
No.
Okay, I can, so that works.
Okay, good.
I'm just gonna try and run
All right, make an
to where I
athletics check.
heard Blade's voice. Nat 1.
You fall immediately.
God.
you gotta run, you
No,
trip,
my
trip
people from
immediately
earlier.
or something and fall prone.
Ah, there's the
I-
trick me.
I say I hear the distinct sound of like the clatter of pickaxes against the cobblestone.
He
Wow.
falls down like 10 pickaxes. It's like comes
Yeah.
spilling out of his pockets. Okay.
Yeah, it's like in Skyrim when you drop a bunch of loot and then you unpause and it just explodes out of you.
So so your movement is negated this turn. Anything else you want to try and do?
I don't think so because everything else I have planned is just like blowing shit up. So, no, no.
Okay. Alrighty. Val and Height on 19.
Just running through.
All right, athletics check.
running. We're both just running out.
Yeah, that's
Do they have to get around
yeah. If
my
I can like, if I
crumpled
can like,
body?
throw the prospector like if we here with me. I got a dirty 20 by the way.
Sure. Make an athletics check.
Okay.
Actually, make an attack roll at disadvantage. You have to because you have to try and find him, right? To like grab him and grapple him.
Oh,
Make
He's
an
not
attack
being
roll
quiet. He's
at
definitely like,
disadvantage.
God, flapping my ankle.
but
Like,
you're still blind.
okay. Attack roll at
You're
disadvantage.
you're gonna try and grapple him at disadvantage.
So you gotta beat the prospector's AC.
oh God, which you're
What
definitely
is
not
it?
gonna do.
What is your AC?
With that ring, I got an armor class of 18.
Okay. Well, but
You are
first one-
prone.
Okay. Well,
But he's also blind, so
dark.
you can't see him.
Yeah, it's also dark, so yeah. it's-
no, that was only a 14.
So you kind of like feel around as you run out to try and see if you can drag him with you, but you can't you can't find him in the darkness.
But I do get out.
You
though,
do get
right?
out. Yes, you get out, and you can see the darkness ends.
Thank you.
Right there. And what was yours? Val?
15.
15. Easy. You get out.
I'll be like, look, I tried. Can't help everybody.
What was your armor class, Prospector? It was 18, you said?
18.
Well, with a natural 20, you feel something like leathery and wriggly drop on top of you, and like latch around your head.
Lord. Oh
You take
no!
6 points of bludgeoning damage, and you find immediately that like you can't breathe as something is like
Oh
sucked
my
onto
God.
the top of your head.
No, no.
Oh no!
Everybody hears a sound there, which is the prospector trying to say, "Help! I got a cougar on me."
What in tarnation?
Okay, Lucky. Oh, you know what? Where is... I didn't write you in the initiative, Adam. Where's Smith in the initiative?
9.
9. Okay, so Smith, you're up.
Okay. I hear his babbling go to something muffled. I'm gonna head toward him.
Okay.
And I'm gonna try and feel for wherever the hell it is, and it's got him.
Okay.
What do I have to roll something?
If you're gonna like try and attack it, I'd say we'll combine that with your attack roll to see how you like make your your disadvantage attack roll, and if you manage to hit, we'll combine that with the like feeling around in the dark for it.
Okay. Breaking out the dagger because I don't want to get too crazy. So first attack is that. Disadvantage, so that one was better. Lower was, the lowest of it was a 15.
15 will hit. So you, like, reach out, and your hand touches something wriggling and writhing. You feel it is, like, prospector height. You hear him, like, right in front of you. As you sort of, like, blindly feel at whatever this is that's, like, latched onto the top of him, you sort of feel this, like, membranous, fleshy, muscled, like, flesh flap in front of you, and as you sort of feel up, you feel like a, kind of like a peaked cone of whatever this, like, it feels like a creature, and you definitely, like, accidentally, like, you, like, poke something that you think might be an eye as you, like, work your way up this thing, but you definitely, like, find it.
Okay.
And then, presumably, smash it.
Yep. I go to stab it. I'm also going to... do I have
too
this?
Far now.
I'm going to cast Hunter's Mark.
Okay.
God,
have
I
to be
took
able to
that
see
spell.
Oh, you have to be able to see it, yeah.
Oh, then never mind. I don't cast Hunter's Mark.
I don't want you not to. It's just you have to.
No. I appreciate it. I did not look at the listing of the spell. I just presumed, if something I can interact with, I can try and stab it. So that is 6 points of piercing damage.
Okay. You hear sort of this, like, high-pitched, like, as it, whatever this thing is, like, gets smacked. Okay, anything else?
Yeah, I'm gonna call for Lucky. Get over here and help me kill this thing.
Alright, Lucky at the bottom of the order will go. He will head over and he will try and attack it as well. Make a disadvantaged attack roll. It is, he can't sneak attack because he's blinded. A 17 and a 4. So he's not going to be able to hit. So he, like, you hear him, like, lunge in the dark. He's like, I can't fucking see it! That is his turn. Blade, that brings us to you. So you hear, like, the scuffle. Apparently, at least Smith has found whatever it is that's got, whatever it is found Prospector, and then Smith found both of them. And you can hear the kind of, like, scuffle taking place in there.
Gotcha. So I think Blade's gonna say, like, Lucky, you guys got this? Do you want us to look ahead, or do you want us to try to help? Like, what do you need right now? What do you think? He'll answer on his turn.
You kind of, he'll answer. You hear, he's like, we're a little busy at the moment. I don't know, make sure there's no more or whatever these are. Or come in here and try and pull this one off with a prospector.
I'm going to take out my hooded lantern and turn it on and drop it on the floor, so it, like, points a spotlight at this area. Actually, no, I'm not gonna drop it on the floor. I'm gonna look on the roof and the rest of this cavern area to see if there's any more, like, any creatures in or on the roof.
Sure, make a perception check.
13.
You don't see anything else.
Okay. So it was all clear. And then I'll see if. How many? Do I have another oil flask? I do. We're not gonna do that. I a little bit want a Molotov cocktail, but I'm not gonna do that because I'm a kind person. Can I did I use my action to do the
No.
search for thing?
No, I think that
Okay.
perception is-
What I want to do is I want to like make a lasso and throw a rope to try to grab somebody and pull them out.
Okay. I would say making a lasso is probably like an action.
Oh, that's
and
fine.
Then next
That's
turn
fine.
you could throw it in there.
That's right. So I'll just yell like I'm making a rope. Like I'm making a lasso. I'm gonna toss it in. Just be ready. With the idea that like, they can try to like get it on the prospector or whatever.
Sure.
Whoever catches it can prospector it.
Prospector. That brings us to you. There is
Well-
something on your head.
I assume that whatever it is, I cannot speak, thus any verbal component would not work,
You are
correct?
suffocating currently.
Cool. Glad all of the things that I can do, except for
You
one,
can try and
require
pull it
verbal.
off. You can also try and attack it.
I was gonna say I'm gonna attempt to stab it with a dagger because that's all I have.
Sure. Roll to hit. I can't in good conscience make you roll with disadvantage even though you're blinded at a thing that is on your own
On
head.
your head.
So just roll a regular attack roll.
I mean,
17 to hit.
if something was on your head, would you be delicate in trying to stab it or reckless in trying to
Stabbing it above where my head is.
I guess if you got the hat, you have a little bit of a buffer room before it's like
I can feel how big it is, and I'm gonna.
There's-
stab.
Said it was a
There's less
s-
risky.
A 17.
17
to
to hit.
17 will hit. Go ahead and roll damage.
Okay. It's not gonna be much.
but it's honest.
Well, I rolled a 5 on a 1d4 weapon, so I used the wrong die. Max damage
7.
6.
6 damage?
Nice.
Yeah.
All right, you feel the dagger bite into flesh, and you feel the like all the muscles of whatever this thing is like contract and like squeeze your head as it recoils in pain, but it continues to hang on to you. Val and Height, what are you guys doing? You hear the sounds of the fight continuing in there, in this like threshold of darkness here.
I mean, you see Blade like preparing a lasso.
Okay. I guess what I can do is maybe I have a dart that I can put at the end of that lasso to try to be more of an anchor, to just like something to like not just like a free whatever lasso, something that can just give enough weight to be like if they
Okay,
hits the
sure.
floor and it kinks and they can hear it. I feel
Sure,
like that's like also the best thing.
Yeah, we'll say you use your action to do that. That's no problem.
Yeah.
Cool.
Want to
I was
help,
saying,
but it's just
I
like
don't want to like grab somebody with a lasso by the neck and there's a dart in the knot somehow, so
No,
it, like
no.
stabs him in the throat and gives him an emergency tracheotomy.
No, he's like, well,
Yeah.
basically what we'll do is like mechanically, like we will like the it'll be tied on there in such a way that the weight of it will make like your DC for throwing it easier. Is essentially what I'm gonna do.
Yeah.
Okay. Val, what are you doing?
Not wanting to go back in the darkness or hit her friends, but wanting to do something and also just clear the area that they can't see as much as she can while not knowing what's going on.
Okay.
Val's going to cast Firebolt at the ceiling,
Okay.
like kind of like running across the top of the ceiling to try to like burn anything away that's hiding up there that we can't see.
Okay.
Like back through the space.
Sure. No rolls required. You just are able to
Nothing
do that.
screeches, nothing dies,
Nope.
nothing. No, okay. I was just doing an extra check of the space in case
Alrighty.
there's more creepy things up there.
All right, that's going to bring us back to the creature's turn. It will, with advantage. Attack other creatures. Okay, just double checking. Does a yes, it does. You're 18, an 18 plus 6, or no, an 18 plus 5. You take another.
I'm gonna cast shield when I have the chance.
All right, what's shield require?
It's
Local?
a roll call. So I should have cast shield when I fell down.
I mean, you only have it for 1 round anyway. So.
Yeah.
You take 8 points of bludgeoning damage.
Cool.
Alrighty. Anything else on its turn? No. Smith, that brings us to you.
Alright, trying to stab this thing again.
Alrighty, roll to hit.
Alright. Lower is a 14.
14 will hit.
Oh. Hot damn, max damage, which is only a 7.
Okay. Alrighty. You feel this thing like Prospector like quiver in like wretchedness on your head as it is like you just feel it being like stabbed from all angles outside of your little sphere of suffocation right now. Anything else?
Let's see. No, there's nothing else. I don't think there's anything else I can do that would help this situation. So yeah, no.
Okay. I think Blade is just gonna.
You mean Lucky?
Or yeah, sorry, Lucky. I think Lucky's gonna see if he can grab it and pull it off. So I'm gonna make a roll to see if he can get it. He can get it. He gets his hands on it. I'm gonna have him make an athletics check to try and pull it off of Prospector. He rolls a 13 plus 0, and the DC is 13. Just makes it. So, Prospector, you feel like this thing is like slurped off of your head and pulled off of you. And all you can breathe again. And you just hear Lucky like, "Oh, I got it! It's wriggling! Oh, it's wriggling!" But you are pulled free. That is his turn. Blade, that brings us to you.
I am going to. I hear when I hear like the popping sound of like something wet coming off of somebody else's head, and it's wriggling. I'm gonna yell, "Hold it up!" And then I'm gonna try to lasso where the noise is and try to like lasso the creature.
Alrighty, roll to hit with disadvantage to see if you can lasso the creature.
I guess it's just a dex with no proficiency.
Sure.
At disadvantage, you say?
Yeah, because you can't see it.
Wow, somehow it's worse. All right, that's a 5 to hit.
Nope. you hear conk as the hilt of the dart like clocks Lucky in the head when you miss.
It'll be like, grab it, put it in the rope lasso.
Sure. We'll say he can do that as a free action. He just like.
And then I'll try to like yoink it back. And
okay, make a strength check.
Nat 20.
Very good. You pull it extremely hard, and that's how you discover that the Zone of Darkness moves with it as you pull it into you. And now you can't see.
Good.
You guys can.
Oh my god.
That thing makes the darkness wonderful.
So you go yoink, and the darkness just goes shoof, and comes over you.
I think the prospector's like, who turned on the lights?
What in hell's outhouse was that?
Sorry. I guess I've done everything I can on my turn.
You've done quite enough this round.
I'm going to choke this thing out with this lasso on my next turn.
Okay. Prospector, that brings us to you. You can see again. You can breathe again. You can't see whatever this thing is because the zone of darkness around seems to move with it, and Blade just pulled it onto the other 3 members of your group. But you know it's somewhere vaguely in front of you.
I have an idea, and I don't know if it's going to work in darkness. Well, I guess I'll ask, and then we'll see if you think it's possible. Essentially, what I would like to try to do is walk over to Blade, and cast Catapult and fucking launch this thing into a wall.
Let me look at the spell description. It's a creature, not an object, so you can't catapult it. You can try and catapult something into it.
No, I'm just gonna hit Blade in the nuts with a rock or something then. I'm gonna hold an action that if it like gets away from him, I'll do something. Because anything I do is gonna absolutely.
Okay, so if that sphere
get
of
him
darkness
across
moves
target.
around, and
Yeah.
you get the sense that like it's busted loose, you'll attack.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Alrighty. Val and Height, you guys are up. You guys are now blinded as you are in the darkness. The last thing you saw was Blade pull on a rope, presumably attached to this creature, and then everything went black.
Oh. Okay, well, can I then follow the line of the rope to the thing?
Yeah, I mean, you know roughly where he was standing, so like it's not unreasonable
Okay.
to be like, I know generally where it probably is. You can certainly make an
Okay.
attack against it.
Cool. I've never played monk before, so I'm gonna try to do short sword and then
Flurry of blows.
yes.
All right, so
We're gonna do that.
you're blinded, so you are still at disadvantage. So roll to hit
Yes.
with your short sword at disadvantage.
Okay, so that is a 13 for the first.
Short sword will hit. Go ahead and
Yes.
roll damage on your short sword, and then we'll get your flurry of blows.
And that is a d6 plus 2. That is a 5.
Okay. So you stab into it, and then you let go of the end of your short sword as you like get ready to like pop pop. But as you stab into it, the like the darkness vanishes, and you watch as your short sword stabbed into about a 3-foot tall, essentially like floating squid monster. Goes like and falls to the ground dead.
Oh.
God damn.
Ah, damn!
Hey, look, you think this is worth anything, or we want to like burn it?
Yeah,
Lucky
I'm
like
good.
looks at it. He's like,
I'm gonna poke it with my like short sword.
Yeah, what is this
Okay.
thing?
make a nature check. Anybody who would like to.
It got ink.
Nature.
15?
It's a 10.
I got a +4 in animal
actually,
handling.
I was gonna
Too
say,
bad I couldn't fucking.
Hold on. Hold
12.
on.
I got nothing. I got a +1 in nature.
22.
Yeah, that's a 6.
Several of you guys, above anybody who rolled above 10s, recognize that this is a dark mantle. It's just a monster that lives in spooky places.
All right. This would be knowledge since we have worked together. Does the prospector have the ability to heal himself or heal others?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I do.
Okay, then I will not blow my cure spell on you.
I got cure wounds.
Oh, now it's all black. There's a big dark mantle in here.
We're inside a dark mantle.
I can't
We're
figure out how
inside
to
of
get-
it.
Oh, I gotta be on.
We're inside the ship.
Coming from inside the house!
Alrighty.
Okay, it's cure wounds on myself.
Alrighty. Go ahead and do it up.
Roll damage.
Well, that was a lot.
Yeah, so eyes up, I guess. Let's make sure we don't get any more traps. Sorry to
No more
trigger that.
squids.
Nah, that was a critter. It was it hunted.
That was bullshit is what it was.
No.
Does that mean this has access to the outside and therefore food for these things?
Or critters were able to get down in here, like
Interesting.
rats and the like.
Interesting observation.
It could also just be eating the flesh off of the bodies.
For 1,500 years?
You don't know how long this thing's been down here.
I mean, yeah. I mean, that's kind of the question, though.
Maybe there's a reason we only found a couple rats.
Well, that's
Oh.
outside.
Move forward.
Yeah, Blade's gonna continue. Like, he's gonna have this conversation while they're walking.
Sure.
He's gonna keep looking around.
You guys descend.
I will.
deeper.
Val will start firebolting the top of the ceiling as they go.
Just like
Next magical target, somebody else going first.
Sure. So you guys
Burning
descend
lantern,
deeper and deeper into the crypt. Eventually, you reach what you gather to be like the bottom as the steps in the descent levels out, and you walk down a short hallway, and you find yourself in front of a large stone arch. And as you approach, two sconces on either side of this arch flare into flame.
I didn't do that.
Knives out.
At this point, it's been long enough. I'm going to renew my detect magic spell.
Okay.
So I got one spell slot left. Anything else besides the sconces ping?
Yes. A lot of stuff. You are in and you walk into you walk through this archway, and like sconces all along a huge chamber begin to flare to light, illuminating this massive area. You see that like this whole area is suffused with magic. You find yourselves standing in front of a... Actually, this is probably the scale of this is wrong. I need to make you guys a little bigger in here. That's more appropriate. Directly in front of you, there is sort of like a basin, like an indent into the ground here, and at the center of it there is like a statuary. Further in, you see that like what appears to be like a circular chamber kind of work peels off in this direction, and there is in the center here at the other end of this hallway this large ornate door here, and then you see that there are two wings this way and this way that lead off. Lucky is looking at you. He's like, "We're gonna retire forever."
Everything
Sure hope so.
in here is pinging magic. Holy crap, we found the mother lode. And he gives a grin. The Moxum lode.
Lucky goes like, "Right, spread out, recon, see what you can see. Let's check this place out."
Blade's gonna think, like, say out loud, kind of to himself. It's like, I wonder why nobody else has looked around here yet. And then he just like kind of like idles around. I'll go check.
Okay.
Like,
Yeah,
on
move
my
your guys
screen.
wherever you want. It should be like this should be hidden to you guys, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
okay.
hidden.
So this door here like blocks you from going further in here, but you're able to go this way freely. Like you can move wherever you want throughout here.
Alright. I'll
I'm
go
going
this way.
Go
in
this way.
here. Dirty 20 on investigation.
Okay.
2 on
They're not
investigation.
one.
Does it matter where in the room we put
that's better.
ourselves?
No,
Thank
wherever
you,
you sort of
halfling luck.
The general area that you go in, I'll like sort of tell you what you see as you go investigate.
16 investigation.
16. Dirty 20.
15 on my part
15
s-
for the height.
for the height.
17 for Smith as he goes to the
Okay.
right side of the door.
And
And,
you
that-
got 2, you said?
2.
Alright, I'll send Lucky with you so that you can fix your mistakes. You rolled a 15.
I say, Blade's kind of like struck in awe and also like paranoid rogue fashion is like, I don't like that this is here.
Sure. Okay, so let's start on the right side here with the Prospector and Val. Val, as you make your way around this area here, there are like built-in stone shelves here, and laden upon those shelves is a repository of a library of all manner of books. You peruse like some of the titles, and they seem to be all manner of dark magics, strange unknown subjects. Universally, like the books just have a creepy vibe. Many of them you suspect are arcane tomes from looking at these. And there is probably a small fortune just in like bound volumes in this chamber.
Prospector, ditch some of those pickaxes. Get over here. Sell all these for a good amount of gold.
What did I find with my
you
dirty
found,
20
Prospector?
before I respond
you
to
move over
that?
to one of these three. So you find the one that you saw when you moved in, the one that you've moved. These three like circular areas. They each have these recessions with like a statuary in the middle of them. The one that you have walked up to, Prospector, is kind of like a shrine almost, with like an alcove in it, and inside that alcove sits an ornate hourglass. All of the sand is like at the bottom, run down. That's what you see there.
I'm gonna touch it.
You just like touch it.
Yeah, see if it does anything first of all.
You like touch it, nothing happens.
I'm gonna pick it up,
Okay.
but I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna like turn it until I go get whatever Adam's calling Smith to look at it with his special eyes.
Okay. All right, so you just sort of pick it up. Are you trying to like take it away from there? So as you go to move, you find that like you physically like cannot remove it from the vicinity of that like statuary that it came out of, as if like an immovable force holds it from.
Well,
going
then I'm gonna go back to the statuary, and I'm gonna turn it upside down and put it back on the thing.
So you flip it.
Yep.
Okay. Roll a.
And I put it back on the thing, like where it was.
So you turn it so that the sand is now at the top part.
Yeah,
and you set it down.
but
Okay.
I put it back on the.
Roll a d20.
Oh boy.
Oh,
What kind of madness am I about to get? 15. Wait. 16.
You can tell me what this looks like for the Prospector. I can tell you what it feels like. You feel every second of the like ache and pain and creakiness and exhaustion. We say 16, you said?
Yeah.
Of 16 years of your life being sucked out of your body. You age 16 years.
God
In an
damn!
instant. It is
How old is this gnome already?
the most painful experience of your life.
I'm 166.
Well,
Yeah, that plus 16.
No, I was 150 before.
Oh, you're 166 now.
166. God damn! Alright, nobody touches hourglass. Son.
I imagine his beard just gets a little longer.
Gets a little longer, a little whiter. He gets kind of like
slightly shorter.
sallow looking.
Yeah, he shrinks a little bit.
The smith and the height. Okay, actually, I'll come back to you. Let me go to the other side first.
All the times to roll high. Damn.
Even with your shit roll, the blade, the statuary in this side is a fanged serpent.
like it's a statue of a serpent, or like it's a literal like animal.
It is like a statue of a fanged serpent, with its like open mouth and like recurved fangs over top of like a basin that is held in, that is like set into like its lower jaw. What you don't see, what you see but you don't really comprehend, this side is also lined with books. With his role, Lucky kind of just speaking out loud to himself, he goes like, "This is... oh, it's all records. It's It's all records of the Moxham Trading and Mercantile Company. But that can't be right. Somebody...
What do you mean?
This is look, charters, bills of lading, contracts. He looks, he's like...
From before?
He's like, I don't know, this can't be right. Some of this is older than the Moxham Trading and Mercantile should be. He says, and the signature, he's like, this is nonsense. He says, some of this shit's got to be hundreds, if not 1,000 years old. It's all signed by the same. He kind of shows you a book. He's like, this same writ is on everything. Zavaran Moxham. That can't be right.
Well,
I mean, he's
I don't
old.
know.
Everybody knows that. I don't think so.
I heard he was a human, but I don't know that he's been seen in public. Who gave you those records?
It's just a friend of mine works in knows some folks that sometimes do a little bit of work for the old Denim Libra. Sometimes they'll do a little work there. It's just a matter of digging into the right public records.
Something's not adding up.
Yeah, as you guys sort of ponder on this, then we'll switch over. The Smith and the Height. What you guys find as you kind of pass by that ornate sealed door and you go separate ways. What you find is that, like, here, on these things, these are like, what is it when it's a sarcophagus but it's not an enclosed thing? It's just like a slab upon which a body is.
A beer, I think it's called BIER.
There you go. So there's 4 of those. They have wrapped and bound bodies on them. And then these here are alcoves with sealed sarcophagi. As you're kind of walking around looking at all of these, you both hear a distinct... You hear, like, Prospector go, like, God damn it! And then you hear a distinct mechanical... of something from this area.
Shit, we tripped something.
Okay.
I give everybody I give the retreat whistle, because if everything here is magical, chances are it's whatever is about to come out, probably bad.
Okay.
So I want to at least retreat back to...
Sure. As you guys pass by this, you notice that the locking mechanism... So this door here, it does appear to be like a locked passage, barring entry into whatever that interior chamber is. The door is ornate metalwork in a sort of tricorn shape, like cross and then like peeked out this way. On each side of the door and then attached to that like central spire that comes out of it is a sturdy looking lock. You notice that the one on the right side here has disengaged.
Okay.
Are you sharing it with the group?
Yeah, I'll say it like out from like if I came like around the corner and I saw the lock engaged, being like, there's a lock disengaged. Who did what? Whoever did it, keep doing it.
Prospector, what'd you do?
Turned an hourglass and got older and
I got
meaner.
fucked is what I...
So like, Blade's gonna like look at the 2 other statuaries and like go to the snake one and
Okay.
like, I guess try to interact
Get
with it
bit.
in some way. Or see, like try to figure out like if it's interactable, like what it's supposed to do.
What are you doing?
Its fangs over a basin.
Mm-hmm.
Put your hand up.
I guess
to
I'll
the
try
fence.
to like either pull the basin out or put my hand in that general direction to see if if I can grab anything out of it.
Nothing seems to be movable or removable from this thing.
Gotta get bit. Bleed into the basin.
I was gonna say.
Bleed in it.
Yeah, I guess Blade's gonna try to like put his hand, like his arm in there, I guess, and see if it does anything.
Don't be afraid of blood now, boy.
Or like
you
I
just
guess,
put your arm in it.
yeah,
Yeah, nothing
doesn't
happens.
react.
Nope.
I guess he'll bump it against the fangs and see what happens.
Okay, so you just sort of like, boop.
Yeah.
They are viciously sharp, and they pierce your skin immediately, and like a small, like kind of rivulet of blood comes down, splatters into the basin. You hear a very faint like hiss, and the eyes of the statue seem to luminesce a little bit, but then like fade, and it remains inert.
Ooh. He's gonna like do the ye old hand cut to bleed into the bin with his non-dominant hand and try to like just add more blood to that pile.
Okay. Roll a d12. This music is perfect for what's going on right now.
I don't know. It's kind of intense.
Ooh, it's a 2, but it was almost a 12. I don't know what that means. It's a 2.
With a 2, you take 2 points of damage, and your maximum health points are reduced by that much.
Oh, goddamn.
Oh boy.
Boy, you lucked out, huh?
Yeah, I was like, it was almost a 12. That was almost half my HP.
Get what you get.
You let a lot of blood into that basin, and eventually it is enough that it like satiates the snake, which eyes like flare red. All of your blood seems to like absorb into the marble of the basin and like vanish like a sponge. And you hear second lock opens.
Who's up for the middle one?
Val had already moved there to go look at it.
Are you gonna rock paper scissors or?
Nah.
The middle
Was there-
Fuck you, I
Statue
got a
later?
thing that jumped on my head and then I aged 16 years. I ain't doing shit.
The statuary in the center is a small cherubic figure, holding in its hands a silver decanter.
Think this thing needs blood too?
You think they?
Is there anything in the
Yeah,
in the chalice?
You look into the decanter and it seems empty. But as you kind of like examine it, it does seem like it is like removable. Like you could pick it up. If you do so and take it out of the little cherub's hands, you hear like a sloshing of liquid inside it, even though when you look, it appears empty.
Gotta drink it.
I'll yank it.
No,
I
I'll
got
drink it. No, I'm good with poisons. I'll drink it.
Alright.
Can't get any uglier.
Roll.
Can't get any older.
I mean, I could. I could go back and turn that thing again.
Roll a d6.
Okay. 3.
Your intelligence score reduces by 3.
Oh,
As-
yeah.
As whatever the liquid that you drink from here, you feel your memory being sapped away from you. And you realize like you are starting to forget parts of your childhood, parts of your like experiences that have taught you skills, and then you realize that you don't know what you lost. You just know that there are things that are gone forever.
I should have let you drink it.
Told you.
We all gotta just jump in the way now, don't we?
The third lock disengages, and you hear something rotate inside the mechanisms of the door.
Blade's gonna
Is there a way
go
to
investigate that that opening and look inside and see what's there.
As you walk up to the door, a a set of runes appear before your eyes. You realize that you comprehend them, even though like you don't necessarily understand the runes themselves. And you realize that what appears on the already unlocked door says, "Attend loyally, servant. To give of oneself for their master is to prove one's value." And you get that helpful hint after you already did all the things and the door is unlocked.
Oh. Weird. Does anybody else see that, or is that just like the first?
Anybody
person
who
the
walks
first
up to the
sees
door like sees
Okay.
that appear before
I
their
walk up
eyes.
and
it? Blade's like, I still don't like this, but I want to see what's like inside that door. Did it rotate open like a?
No,
like
it's
was
just
like
unlocked now.
Unlocked,
You think you
okay.
could just push it
a,
open.
No,
I guess-
it's perfect, and I took intelligence damage because probably something you would have asked and forgotten would have been like, "So what did you find, Lucky?"
So either this is the greatest treasure of our lifetimes, or this is a horrifying trap we should never open. You want to vote on it, or just push the door?
We've already
Yeah.
taken the
Came
damage.
this
Let's
far.
open the door.
He's like, as soon as like any of them
We all
start
roll
talking, he
our
pushes
eyes.
the door. Or is it a pull door?
You tell. Hang on, I'm gonna pick in my head what it is. You tell me what you do.
Look, I already said he's pushing it. I don't care if it's a pull door or a push door, but
So
he's
you
pushing
push.
it. Yeah.
It is a push door. You push
Okay.
it and it opens.
It breathes a sigh of relief. It's like, oh.
Oh no, but it does pull. I was here yesterday. It does pull.
No, it does pull.
It does pull.
You enter into this chamber.
Immediately disintegrated.
There is a raised dais at the center of this chamber, and upon that raised dais, a secondary, like central raised plinth. On that plinth, on that pedestal, there is an ornate crystalline jar. It glows, illuminating the entire space in an eerie, aquamarine, greenish, almost malevolent light. There are some other things in the room as well, though this is clearly the most prominent feature. Around this jar at the center of the room, there are a number of things. A set of clothing bearing the Moxim insignia. Old, but not ancient. A table neatly arranged with labeled spell components. And several black sealed spell scrolls. You also see on the inside of the chamber there is a lever on the inside of the door. On the far side of the chamber, over here, there is another door with a lever inside. I assume everybody is going in here. Is that the idea?
Yeah. Lucky, why? What is this? Like, why are there levers inside the door?
He's sort of like transfixed as he like approaches towards this thing, and he's like, I don't know, but whatever this is, it's gonna make us rich beyond our wildest dreams.
Can I look at that jar in the center and just see if there's any
That's
other-
what he's walking up to.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
so like
I want to
like,
just understand what he like. I want to
like-
get a good look at it before he touches it, like an Arcana check or like a.
I don't think we have a choice in that matter. I think he's
so you
going for it.
so go ahead and
I'm
make
not
an,
trying to
make an
stop
Arcana
him.
check. Yeah, make an Arcana
I'm
check.
not trying to stop
Yeah.
him. I'm just trying to know what the hell he's about to touch. Yeah, that's 23.
It's magical as fuck. That's
Yeah.
what you know.
Alright.
And he
I go to say something, but he's already got his hands on
he
it.
like
Gosh.
grabs it and he picks it up. And he's like, huh. puts it in his bag. And then, from outside the chamber, you hear...
Oh.
And all of the crypts and tombs and bodies begin to animate, stand up, and you hear them begin to move towards
Nope, we gotta go.
the entrance.
Guys, we gotta go. We need to leave. I'm gonna grab some of those books on the way out. Mavix Wells will pay handsomely for this, but we gotta get out of here now.
Yeah, time to go.
And then, so I'm gonna sprint out, like, just grab like a handful of books and throw them in a bag. I'm not
Okay.
gonna look at them what they are.
Sure.
And then just try to book it.
Besides that big thing, was there
Sorry.
anything else small and valuable looking in this?
Yeah, you can
center
like you can
chamber?
like push an entire table full of like very valuable spell components into a bag.
Okay, yep, that's what I do, and then just
Yeah, shoving things into bags as we run, just...
As you grab loot and begin to run, you see skeletons rising from the sarcophagi. You see creatures that have pale skin, distorted features with distended jaws and long slavering tongues. As you run to the door here, you are met by a wall of undead creatures which burst through the chambers, all of the rows and rows and rows of alcoves bursting open and resurrecting their inhabitants, forcing you to like reel back.
Other door. And then, like, Blade's gonna book it for the other door.
Lucky's like, whoa, other door, and you run this way. As you get back to the door, you like dive through as like the first of the undead like get around the alcoves and like launch for you. As you get in, Lucky like turns and pulls that lever behind whoever the last one to run in. He like pulls the lever and the door reseals behind you, blocking the monsters out for now. As you move over to the far side and pull that lever, that door opens and you see it leads to a narrow earthen tunnel that ascends up and away from this space.
Look, we got stuff. We gotta get out of here. We gotta go. And then Blade's just gonna like just sprint up the stairs.
Okay.
Like daggers out, like ready to stab any of these monsters as soon as he sees any, but like he's just sprinting.
Yeah, we got.
Yeah, Val's running with
go.
like essentially like firebolt at the ready
Okay.
for anything that lunges at them.
You sprint up the staircase, up the tunnel. You ascend for quite a while. You find yourself moving from hewn stone to more naturally worked earth, eventually to a passageway that is blocked by wooden planks, which you make short work of bursting out of this tunnel. And you burst out into what you realize is a mine shaft. You must be in one of the old mines. Lucky kind of looks around and goes, okay, we're back into town. Let's get back to the surface and get out of here. Take what we found, sell it, and be done with this. I don't know what was going on down in that crypt, and I don't think I need to know. If I'll never see anything like that again, it'll be too soon. Come on, lads.
Agreed. Let's get out of here.
As you begin to make your way out, you see the moonlit sky at the mouth of the mine shaft when you reach back to the surface. The arc of Egeria's ring silhouetting it. And a figure steps into your path. They look a little uncertain, and like Lucky throws out a hand to stop you guys, and he goes, "Oi, who goes there?" And the figure shifts, and you see them move something in one of their hands and swing it around to put it over their shoulder. And in the moonlight, you see the silhouette of a shovel. And Jason, I would like you to take control of your character now.
Yep. Which one?
Your actual character.
Okay.
Walter.
Because I was gonna say I think Blade's just going at him.
Okay. Does Walter say anything in this moment?
Walter's gonna how did you get in here? What are you doing? And then Blade's just gonna stab him.
Okay. Let's roll an initiative.
Unceremonious.
Let's roll us initiative.
Natural 20 again. 25.
Okay.
Christ.
Beans. 14.
16.
3.
10.
And Walter is going to have initiative of 18.
And Lucky has an 11. All right. Blades begins to move towards this figure who is there what are you guys doing here? You see Blades start to move towards him. Prospector, anything you're going to do in this moment?
Something I would like to do, but it is the Walter backstory, so I don't necessarily want to steal it from Jason. I'll do it, because it's definitely not going to kill him. The Prospector's going to run up and he's going to spit his chewing tobacco at the person speaking, except it is Tasha's caustic brew.
Okay.
So it's going to be... Walter has to make a dexterity saving throw where he's going to get covered in acid.
17.
Well, he saves.
So you run up, you spit this acid blob at this man who, whoa, slides out of the way. And it is Walter's turn.
Alright, he's gonna, grip the shovel. It's how did you get here? Wait a minute. You're those outsiders in the tavern the other night. And then he'll, try to,
Don't worry about it.
He'll try to, just shove Prospector to the ground to,
Alright.
Try to keep him there.
Make an athletics. Make a contested athletics check.
He tries to, keep
Well, we'll see. If I need to, I'm going to do something as a reaction.
Just a shove. It's no damage.
Oh, okay.
It's knocking you prone, so it's, or trying to knock you prone, so...
Contesting athletics is what you said?
Yeah, I'm just gonna roll a d10. Or d20. Not d12, not a d12, d20.
17.
8.
You managed to not knock over a gnome.
You,
Congratulations.
push him and he,
Guys, shove him,
staggers
and it's
back. Okay, Jason, that's going to bring us to Blades.
Alright. Bonus action dash.
Okay.
And then, he's engaged, so I don't have advantage,
But you can sneak attack.
but I can sneak attack, so the rapier comes out, and an 8. Does an 8 hit? The 8 does not hit. I already bonus action dashed. I wish I didn't have a bonus action dash to have wasted that on.
You run up, Lucky goes fuck, what? And he runs up, and he goes like, he like kind of like pulls on blades, and then he looks at this man, and he's like, well, he's seen our fucking faces now, hasn't he? And he's gonna try and stab him. Oh no! What's his to hit? He might have missed too.
He has a 10 AC.
I know.
Jesus.
I think I'm okay. He rolled a 7. His 2 hit is
you have at least a +3. There's no way you.
Yeah, he's got a +5. Okay, so he hits. He will deal.
Can you do less than 4 damage?
No, he does 8 points of damage as he gut stabs Walter. Just like sticks the knife into his ribs up and twists, and then pulls it back out.
Walter is shocked as he was just trying to keep people here until other help came. But
Lucky like kind of like eases you to the ground, Walter, as you're like, ugh. And you kind of like look up at him in confusion and shock, and he looks genuinely like sorry, and he says, "No hard feelings, mate. It's nothing personal."
Smith just grabs him. Come on, we gotta go.
Fuck. And the last thing you see as your vision fades away is this group of people running off into the night.
Before we leave, Prospector will take those 2 gold coins we took off that other corpse and put them on Walter's eyes.
Shit, okay. So the last thing you see is a crazy old man putting coins on your eyes.
Yeah. You gotta sleep now!
shit, that's like 2 years of income.
For a while, there is nothing. And then, out of the darkness, you hear a voice. And it says, "Get up." The voice speaks to you softly, but you feel yourself pulled from the blackness by the icy grip of the command. You open your eyes and a man is crouched over you. You have trouble looking at him straight on. Or maybe there's something wrong with your eyes. You can't really get a good look at him. "What is your name?"
Walter Gray.
Gray. What are you doing here, Walter Gray?
I was just ending the watch, ending the night shift, getting ready to go home to my family. And some people burst out of the old mine. I tried to get them to stop, and I think they were travelers I've seen in town, but they got me and ran. And he like looks down to where he was stabbed, and it's just like,
as you like go to look down, the figure like reaches out and puts a hand like under your chin and like keeps you from looking down. He says, "How many of them were there?"
5 or 6.
Is it 5 or is it 6?
6.
What time of night was it when you came in here before you met these travelers?
Just after midnight.
And that was 5. Good night, Mr. Gray. We'll talk again soon. And you fade away to blackness once more. Another indeterminate amount of time later, and you wake. You feel that you are in motion. You seem to be sitting in a carriage. As you open your eyes, you find that that is the case. You are in a richly appointed stagecoach, bumping gently along a country road. That same man from last night sits across from you. You can see him a little better now. He is nondistinct. His skin is pale. his head free of hair. He wears well-tailored black robes and a red linen cravat around his neck. His most striking feature are his eyes, which are a piercing, icy blue. He stares through you with them. Welcome back, Mr. Gray.
Back.
I regret to inform you that you are deceased. Killed by grave robbers, it would seem. I am temporarily rectifying the situation. But even that comes at a cost. Come. You feel the carriage come to a stop. You step out and you see that it is dusk. You are not sure if one day has passed or many, but the night must have ended and at least one morning and day has come and gone. You follow the man off of the trail and into the trees, where he leads you into a little clearing. There you see the remnants of a camp. We shift perspectives back. The group of you, Blade, Prospector, Val, The Height, Smith, Lucky, you sit around this camp. And Lucky is saying, okay, here's the deal. That did not go as smoothly as I would have liked, but we got the goods. I think we need to go our separate ways, split up, leave staggered from the camp, meet back in Nistrin. We'll reconvene there, and then we'll see about selling the goods, eh?
I think that's probably for the best.
He goes, right. He pats the bag that has that artifact in it. He says, no offense to some of the rest of yous, I'm gonna leave first because we need to get this as far away from here as possible. I see the looks in some of the eyes. I will. Y'all know him well enough to know like he's not trying to double cross you.
Yeah.
He says, I'm gonna leave. He says, the rest of you draw lots. Leave in order. Give it a couple of hours, 2-3 hours between. Stay separate on the roads. One person traveling on their own, less likely to be pinched as one of us if anybody saw us as a group in that town. Hey. So at this point,
clear the camp. You go. Let you all go ahead.
Okay, so very good. Then the Smith is going to stay behind. No lots necessary. Lucky leaves first. The other 4 of you go throughout the day, and the Smith, you are in the process of breaking down the camp. There's a few hours of daylight left. You have just enough time, you think, to cover a handful of miles before you need to camp down again for the night. You hear the crunch of a boot. You turn and you see, of all people, the man with his shovel from last night walking into the clearing with a tall, very well-garbed man who seems to almost like glide behind him. The man floats into the clearing and he says, where are the others?
What others?
Oh, I see. Make a wisdom saving throw.
Everybody?
Nope. The only one here is Adam's character.
Oh.
Everybody else left.
He gestures towards you, and you feel the power of like an icy grip lock around your mind. And you realize, like, all hope of resistance is utterly futile. And he says, commanding you, "Tell the truth. Who has it? And where have the others gone?"
He gives, because he apparently can't resist this, he gives Lucky's real name and tells him they're heading for Nistrum.
The man says, "Thank you." And then he speaks a word, and you die. Walter, one of the thieves, of no apparent wound or injury, nothing but the resonance of a single syllable uttered by this man next to you that leaves your memory as soon as you hear it, drops stone dead to the forest floor. The man turns to you and he says, "Mr. Gray, my name is Zavarend Moxham. These thieves have taken something very valuable to me, and I would have it back. You have heard their names. You know where they are heading. As I said, you are deceased, but it is within my power to correct that. Nothing is without price. If you would enter into my employ, I would have you right what has been wronged. Stop these thieves the way you were not able to in Diamond Vale, and return to me what is mine, and you will live again." He holds out a hand. "What say you?"
He'll say, I have a family to take care of. I can't leave them alone right now. And then he'll take his hand.
"No, of course not. A family man. How noble." And as he shakes your hand, a pact is sealed. And upon your forearm, your flesh burns as the Moxham Trading and Mercantile emblem appears in your flesh. We see flashes of the next several years. We see Walter, clad in his dark robes, carrying his shovel, accompanied by agents of the Moxham Trading and Mercantile Corporation. We see him find the prospector in a tavern. We see him enter. We see one of his cohorts speak to the tavern keep, and we watch as the tap room empties. Of all except Walter, the prospector, and the others. We see him find Val in a safe house. Several locked doors burst open. The silhouette of a shovel-wielding man stepping into the doorway. We see the height in a caravan stopped at a checkpoint by a Volandan peacekeeper who takes him into a room for questioning. After some time sitting there, the door opens and Walter walks in. And we see Lucky trying to board a ship. Captain refuses his ticket, refuses his passage, and when Lucky demands to know why, the captain points. He turns, and there's Walter at the end of the dock, flanked by agents of Moxham. Lucky turns and he says, So you finally worked your way through the rest of them and now you're here for me. But I don't fucking have it anymore.
That's fine. You'll tell us where it got to.
And then we see the same chamber that we are in the present day, Moxham's private study. We see arrayed on platters on his desk. In jars, 5 of them, and a 6th open, filled with an eerie liquid. 5 severed heads. And we see Walter place the head of Lucky into the last jar, seal it closed. Moxham looks at the collected heads. He looks at Walter. He says, "Good work. But there is much still for you to do, my friend. And your fees are certainly racking up." And he reaches out once more to shake your hand. And as Walter's hand clasps with Moxham's, we flash back to the present as the two of them shake hands and a power exchanges between them. And a power flows from Moxham, and the light of the lantern turns from blue to green. And a pact is sealed. He places the lantern in front of you, and he says, "The rest is on you. Good luck, Mr. Gray."
I think I'll go see my wife before I deal with the rest of the world. And then he'll put the lantern in the bag, shared bag of holding, and then grasp
Tap
the
the
piece
shovel.
to Ruby.
And you vanish from Moxham's study, and that is where we will end our session.
Everybody's dead.
Everybody's dead.
Hey, your first TPK on stream.
Dun dun dun. I was like, I'm gonna kill a shit out of the prospector. I'm happy with this situation. I don't care. I was so hard not to be like, maybe don't play that kind of character. I was like, you know what? No, this is better for me.
Makes it easier.
Odd. Okay, well, hey, thank you for this session. I just got a weird text from my wife, so I'm gonna go see what that's about. But
Fair.
thank you for joining me tonight.
Oh, there's nothing serious.
Is it sexy goblins question mark?
Yeah, it says sexy goblins question mark. So hey, thank you for joining us. Next week, I gotta look through
Was
the
next week the
schedule.
week we're off?
The schedule gets complicated over the next handful of weeks. I don't think we're off next week.
So I'm out next week.
Jason's
for
out.
sure.
We should be here next week. We should be here the 22nd. The 29th, I may be out of town, and then we have some out of town dates in September. But at least for now, next week we should be here, same bat time, same bat channel. So, thank you all for joining me. Have a good one. We'll see you next time. Bye.